Hello and welcome to Gold Team 5's presentation of the Mountain Man Brewing Company case study. Gold Team 5 consists of Ashley Holman, Casey Tivolette, Usman Omar, and yours truly, Jordan Pop. Mountain Man Beer Company was founded in 1925 by Gunter Prangle in the New River Coal region of West Virginia. Mr. Prangle used an old family brew recipe to create Mountain Man Lager. By the 60s, Mountain Man Lager had a reputation as a high-quality beer. The Prangle family has maintained ownership and control of the company. Gunter's son, Oscar Prangle, is the current owner and president. Mountain Man Lager, also known as West Virginia's beer, is the only beer currently being produced by Mountain Man Beer Company. By 2005, Mountain Man was generating revenues of just over $50 million and selling over 520,000 barrels of Mountain Man Lager, primarily to distributors in Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia. The brewery services the blue-collar middle-aged man with an income of $50,000 per year in the east central region of the United States. Mountain Man Lager is MMBC's flagship beer. The lager is in the mature stage of the product life cycle and received many accolades over the years, including the Best Beer in West Virginia award. In addition, Mountain Man Lager has held the top lager market position for more than 50 years in West Virginia. The lager is priced similarly to domestic beer products such as Miller and Budweiser, and has had approximately $50 million in revenues in 2005, with selling 520,000 barrels. Mountain Man Lager is a dark-hued beer packaged in a brown bottle, with the original label design showcasing a coal mining crew. The lager is crafted from a reformulated old Prangle family recipe. The recipe includes the varying hops and distinctive strains of barley, the combination of which offers a unique bitterness to the lager. Another defining factor of Mountain Man Lager is its higher-than-average alcohol content. Overall, MMBC offers a high-quality product in Mountain Man Lager. Mountain Man Lager's price is similar to premium domestic brands such as Miller and Budweiser, but is priced below craft beers such as Sam Adams. The average price for a 12-ounce draft beer is $2.25, and the average price for a 6-pack of Mountain Man Lager is under $5. MMBC's promotion for Mountain Man Lager is primarily grassroots marketing. The word-of-mouth marketing has focused on the quality and tradition of the beer. In a recent focus group, a participant said, "My dad drank Mountain Man just like my granddad did. They both felt it was as good a beer as you can get anywhere." MMBC has found that traditional advertising has not proven successful. In addition to the word-of-mouth marketing, MMBC has a small sales team that supplements the distributor's sales force, but their main focus is usually serving its biggest customer, Anheuser-Busch. MMBC places Mountain Man Lager in the traditional locations such as bars and restaurants, liquor stores, and beer distributors, along with convenience stores and supermarkets in the east central region of the United States. The decline in MMBC sales can be attributed to multiple factors, including age and gender demographics, lack of variety of products, the rise of light beer, the craft beer and import market, and the selectiveness of the distributors. The MMBC brand focus is on the middle-aged man, although the largest market segment in terms of consumption is the first-time drinker demographic. First-time drinkers are defined as individuals 21 through 27 years of age. Most times, this demographic has yet to establish a loyalty to a particular brand of beer. A recent study forecasted that the first-time drinker demographic will continue to grow, nearing 4 million by 2010. Additionally, the MMBC brand is geared towards the working-class man, which is neglecting the growing market of women, who in 2005 made up approximately 30% of premium domestic beer market and approximately 40% of the domestic light beer market. Another reason for MMBC's decline is its focus on its flagship product. This focus has left opportunities on the table for them to enter other segments of the market, namely the light beer market. This segment of the market accounted for over 50% of the sales by volume in 2005 and is the preferred category of the first-time drinker demographic. MMBC's decline can partially be attributed to the continued growth of the craft beer and import segment of the market. Currently, the two segments make up approximately 13.5% of the East Central region's market. A recent study forecasted that the segments will have a combined compounding annual growth of about 15% over the next 6 years. These entrants are crowding the market space and are providing less of an opportunity for MMBC to enter the space successfully. Lastly, the beer distributors are becoming even more selective due to the repeal of certain West Virginia laws. This repeal has allowed the distributors to apply steeper discounts to beers and has caused the distributors to shift their focus to smaller brands. Now, distributors are more selective, only wanting to carry the smaller brands that have high margins and high turnover rates. Now I'd like to focus on the SWOT analysis of MMBC. MMBC capitalizes on its strengths, including its traditional image that has helped it maintain the top lager market position in West Virginia for over 50 years. The decline in sales could be attributed to MMBC offering only Mountain Man lager. Lagers are not as popular among women and younger drinkers who tend to prefer lighter beers. The increase in popularity of light beers is an opportunity for MMBC to produce a light brew. They could then market this beer to women and a younger demographic. The launch of a light beer could also mitigate the threat of substitute products. The current light beer market is very concentrated, with many light beer products in the market and a high degree of competition amongst the beer producers. This means that MMBC would have to do heavy targeted marketing in order to gain market share. There is also a strong brand loyalty amongst beer drinkers, which MMBC would also have to overcome to gain the light beer market share. Threat of new entrants is fairly low due to the large amount of investment required to obtain economies of scale. Bargaining power of suppliers is also low due to the number of large suppliers in the market and the abundance of supplies. Now I'd like to turn your attention to the numbers behind introducing Mountain Man Light into the market. Mountain Man Brewing Company has projected a 2% decrease in revenues all the way through 2010. These declining sales projections come on the heels of a time period where total U.S. beer consumption has declined 2.3% over the course of the previous 4 years. Using some basic assumptions based on the information found in the MMBC 2005 income statement, we projected net income for the next 5 years. As you can see, these numbers steadily decline with revenues. There are a couple of options available to stop the decrease. They could try and cut costs, thus driving up their margins and subsequently increasing net income without increasing revenue, or they can introduce a new product, Mountain Man Light, and drive new sales to the brand. Here are some of the inputs for the break-even calculations. The net revenue and amount of barrels sold illustrates the numbers MMBC was able to produce in 2005. It gives us a good reference point to understand the impact of Mountain Man Light sales on total revenue and barrels sold. Using a few of these inputs, we can calculate the amount of barrels they will need to sell in order to break even. Since we have the variable costs and price per barrel, we will only need to figure out our fixed costs to come up with the total number of barrels needed. The only fixed costs associated with Mountain Man Light are SG&A costs and the 6-month advertising campaign. These costs total $1,650,000. To calculate a break-even analysis, you will first need to figure out your contribution margin. This is as simple as subtracting your variable costs from the selling price per barrel. Once the contribution margin is calculated, which in this case is $25.38 per barrel of Mountain Man Light, you will divide your fixed costs by this number. In MMBC's case, they will need to sell 65,012 barrels of Mountain Man Light to break even. After reviewing projections for the new product, MMBC has decided that if they introduce Mountain Man Light into the market, they will be able to capture 0.25% of the light beer market in the East Central region. This market share is expected to grow at 0.25% per year. On the next slide, we will project the market share and revenues attributed to Mountain Man Light. The Eastern Central light beer market is projected to grow at 2%. So as the market grows, MMBC will also enjoy some additional growth in revenues, along with the 0.25% projected market share growth. You will also note that since variable costs can change based on the amount of units produced, their variable costs will rise as market share rises, thus increasing costs. The initial fixed cost includes the SG&A and advertising costs, but after 2006, the advertising expense drops off and only the SG&A cost remains. Initially, Mountain Man Light will lead to negative net revenues, but by year 2 they are projected to be in the black with this product. Relatively speaking, this is a quick turnaround for a new product in a regional market. The projected light beer revenues were added in with the lager revenues, and a cannibalization projection was completed. Cannibalization is the reduction of an existing product's sales when a new product is introduced by the same producer. The thought is, how many of MMBC's existing customers who already drink the lager will switch to Mountain Man Light once it is available for purchase? The projections were made at 5, 10, 15, and 20%. At the most optimistic projection of 5% cannibalization rate, MMBC is looking at a $2,471,560 loss of revenue in 2006. But by the next year, they will experience a 15% increase in net revenues over and above what they would have brought in by not introducing the light product at all. At the most conservative estimates, they will experience a 20% loss of revenue in the first year, and it will take until 2008 before they have a noticeable increase in net revenues by introducing the light product. After reviewing the facts and figures, launching Mountain Man Light is the right choice. Mountain Man Light will be promoted as a light premium beer. The product will be packaged in the same brown bottle as Mountain Man Lager for recognition, but Mountain Man Light will have a label designed to appeal to the target audience of first-time drinkers and women. To catch the eye of the consumer and to stand out in the crowded market, the label should be brightly colored. Although MMBC is now introducing a light beer into the mix, the brewery should not sacrifice its unique flavors or quality and should continue to offer high-quality product the brewery has come to be known for. In order to remain competitive, Mountain Man Light should be offered at a similar price to the premium domestic light brands such as Miller and Budweiser. MMBC should promote its new product at happy hours and during a WVU football game and other college sporting events. During these special events, the price of Mountain Man Light should be temporarily reduced, which will provide more of an opportunity for the target audience to choose our product over an alternative premium light beer. MMBC's promotion for Mountain Man Light will take a different approach than Mountain Man Lager. The difference in approach is attributable to the difference in target audience. For this product, MMBC will need to spend approximately $750,000 to heavily promote the product for the first 6 months after the launch. This one-time advertising cost will allow for plural advertising at college stadiums and arenas. The advertising fee will also allow for the creation of social media accounts for the brewery and on all social media platforms, and create a buzz about the new product. Hashtags like MMLightPride and hashtag RespectTheLight should be incorporated in the social media blast and informal advertising to gain traction with the audience. Additionally, the cost will allow for product promotions during happy hour and sporting events at the target audience's favorite spots, including bars and restaurants. Lastly, but not included in the one-time advertising costs. MMBC should increase its sales force to supplement the distributor sales team. With the new product, the sales force will need to grow. MMBC will place Mountain Man Light in all the traditional locations, such as bars and restaurants, liquor stores, and beer distributors, along with convenience stores and supermarkets. The difference between Mountain Man Light and Mountain Man Lager is that Mountain Man Light will be placed in bars and restaurants that appeal to the target audience of first-time drinkers and women in the East Central region. In order to continue the success of the family-owned brewery, the right option for MMBC is to introduce the Mountain Man Light into its product portfolio. Introducing Mountain Man Light will increase awareness to the overall brand, which can help launch Mountain Man Light and potentially reinvigorate MMBC's flagship product, the Mountain Man Lager, which could help provide for growth to the top and bottom line in the long run and can create new opportunities to introduce other products. Although there is a chance for some cannibalization of Mountain Man Lager, the pros strongly outweigh the cons in this situation. Cheers to a successful future MMBC. This has been Gold Team 5's presentation of Mountain Man Brewing Company case study. Thank you for watching.